sure everything's going okay. Gotta check a couple of things first. Okay. So that's well. Okay. Let's check the channel. Okay, well, everything's sounding good. What's going on, guys? It's your boy, Malin Rutledge, coming at you with another Madden 22 and what may be, realistically, my final live stream that I'll ever do for Madden 22. Because, as you guys know, Madden 23 is coming out. One thing I used to do, at least a couple of years ago, is I do the Hall of Fame game, seeing as though it was the last game that... it's the first game of the new NFL season, which to me basically indicates that, hey, the new Madden's going to be coming. It's time for a new NFL season. And, hey, we're just 2 days away from this game being played, y'all. That's right. Football is almost back. I know everybody, wants to say, it's a preseason game. It doesn't count. Big names from both teams like Devontae Adams and Trevor Lawrence are not going to play a down in this game. They may not even dress for the game. So it's really a deal where... it's going to be, third string against third string. Now, that's just the reality of what it's going to be. It's going to be, it could be a pretty boring game once the game actually gets going. But it's football finally back on our screens for the first time since the Super Bowl. It is the first actual football game that's going to be on television since the Super Bowl. Pro, college, high school, doesn't matter. So I think everybody is excited for the NFL season coming up. Training camps are opening up. Obviously, a big Cowboy fan, but I'm still going to probably be tuning into this game when I get some time free during work because, I will be working during the night shift tomorrow night, but we do have TVs that'll be on NBC, so I'm pretty sure I'll be able to catch the game on one of the TVs. So, we'll just see what happens with that. But anyway, so doing a live stream, we're going to play the Hall of Fame game, and these are updated rosters. I also, before I started the stream, I double-checked, and I actually pulled up the actual rosters for the Jaguars and Raiders to make sure that everything was accurate as best as I possibly could. There's a couple of inaccuracies. There's this linebacker for the Raiders who, if I released him, they wouldn't have enough linebackers to fill out the depth chart, so therefore I decided to keep him on the roster because he's a second-string, third-stringer anyway, so I figured why not? We'll just keep it the way it is. Now, I could try to substitute players out the whole game, but that's going to be really tough, first of all. So I've just decided that I'm not going to worry about doing that. I'm just going to worry about playing the game as the teams that are, playing in the Hall of Fame game and on my screen and doing that. So anyway, I'm kind of debating about who I want to play as. I'm tempted to actually play as the Jaguars because they got some new weapons to help out Trevor Lawrence in his second year as the starter. Christian Kirk and Evan Ingram are new additions to the team. But, the Raiders have great weapons, too, and a better quarterback in Derek Carr, to be honest with you. And I kind of have had a little bit of a soft spot for the Raiders, to tell you the truth. If I wasn't rooting for the Cowboys, I might have just picked it up and root for the Raiders, so who knows. I'll just play as Las Vegas. First of all, I'm going to make sure that we've got... settings okay here. Let me make sure the uniforms are accurate. We're wearing the current home. Well, they are, not we. Edit uniforms. Make sure the Jaguars are wearing their away uniforms. Is there another away uniforms that they have, or am I tripping? No, that's their only away. Well, they have that one as their home alternate. Current home option, current away option. Could go with that. But what's their actual, let me take a look at their actual away one again. Current away. Okay, well, it looks the same. Alright, well, I think I'm just going to go ahead and keep the uniforms the way they are. They look good. Raiders one looks good. Okay, so now we're ready to play. Now, Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium is not in the new Madden games, so we're just going to have to play at one of the random stadiums. Exhibition. We're going to... You know what? We're actually going to go to 10-minute quarters to make this gameplay a little bit longer to just kind of increase it, because I'm going to have the accelerated clock on, but it's only going to be 15 seconds. Stadium, let's see. Ravens, Washington, Saints. Okay, let's get to Pro Bowl. Okay, well, Titans, Vikings, Wembley. Okay, so we have the international stadiums we can select from. Azteca, Hotspur. So we've got Hotspur. I really don't know where that is. I think it's maybe in Mexico. Estadio Azteca, Wembley. Yeah, let's go with Azteca. I'm not really sure where that is, but we're gonna go ahead and play it. Let's see. Let's go 7:30 for kickoff time. Partly cloudy. Yeah, let's just go. I know everybody, for me, when you're deprived of football for 6 months and you're ready for it to start happening, you'll take any taste of it that you can get. And, on Thursday, when they're going to play the Hall of Fame game, preseason and all, another reason I'm interested in the Hall of Fame game this year is because with all of the changes in the NFL broadcasting teams, for those of y'all that are living under a rock, Joe Buck and Troy Aikman are going to be the main commentators for ESPN Monday Night Football, and for Sunday Night Football, it's Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth now. So obviously Chris Collinsworth has been there for a long time since Madden retired. However, it's Mike Tirico now because Al Michaels is going to do Thursday night for Amazon Prime with Kirk Herbstreit. So that'll be pretty interesting. And also Michelle Tafoya is no longer the sideline reporter. It's Melissa Stark now. And I've looked up some stuff online, and as far as the whole NBC crew, this is going to be their first new game of the new crew together. I mean, Chris Collinsworth isn't new, but, Maria Taylor is going to be there with the Football Night in America crew, it looks like, for like 6 to 7 up until the game starts. So I think that's pretty interesting because they've added some new, members to that group. So that'll be pretty interesting as a broadcast fan like I am, as well as a football fan, to be kind of seeing how that works on Thursday night, because it's going to be the first time that this new Sunday Night Football crew is going to be together. They may not be playing on Sunday, it might be Thursday, but still, the crew is going to be out there in full force playing for NBC, and the theme is going to be going on, and it's going to feel like football is finally back. So here we are. It's the Hall of Fame game live from, not Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium, but still. I do think that the Raiders are heading in the right direction. Hey, they made the playoffs last year as a wild card team, but they lost to a team who ultimately wound up in the Super Bowl against Cincinnati Bengals, and they were playing in Cincinnati. It was probably cold up there. They play out there in Vegas where it's hot. It's hot as it's a desert out there. They're not used to some of the cold weather, so. The Raiders did the best they could, I think, given the circumstances, but, it just wasn't meant to be. But they're definitely heading in the right direction. I can really sense it with the way that, ever since Gruden kind of got out of there, it seems like the Raiders have really taken the positive step, finally, after the terrible death of Al Davis in 2011. Mark Davis has been trying everything he can to get the Raiders back to being a formidable team again. And I think they're heading in that direction finally. So it's good to see, because I think the NFL is just better when teams with a lot of great history of winning championships, or that are one of like the main flagship teams in the NFL, are relevant, like the Raiders. So that's why I feel that, Vegas is, the NFL's better now that the Raiders are a better football team. Little reverse action at Davante Adams right there. Epic Legend Quest. First of all, thank you very much for the subscription, and appreciate the comment, man. Not sure if you were talking about the reverse play I ran with Adams, but I did get a nice pass to Renfro to get the first down right there. So, off to a pretty solid start on this drive. But yeah, to me, the Raiders are a team that's on the up and up, and it's going to be interesting to see what they can do in really year two of kind of separating themselves from the John Gruden era, A lot of people think that, Derek Carr is a top 10 quarterback, and I don't really know, because sometimes his accuracy is a little bit off. He still, I think, needs to learn how to be a leader in the locker room to the Raiders. I just wonder if he's going to take that next step this next year. But, I mean, who knows? For those of y'all that know me very well, I talk a lot of football just outside of my Cowboys. Oh, and we just threw a terrible pick. Oh, my goodness. Threw it right to number 2. Threw it right to him. God, that was an awful play. Top 15, yeah, for sure. You know, Epic Legend Quest, it's kind of the same deal, I feel like, with Dak Prescott. Like, people say he's definitely not a top 10 quarterback. Yes, he's being paid that kind of money, but that's because Jerry Jones was forced to. And, you know, I definitely agree that Carr is a top 15 guy. But I feel like in a way that Dak gets, you know, dogged sometimes for not stepping up in big situations. I feel like Carr can get that as well. And it looks like one of the linebackers, Perriman, got hurt, so that's not good. Can't believe I threw that pick, like, right to number 2. I forget who he is, but I think he's like one of the Jaguars' best players. Threw it right to him. All right. So they got a completion right there, so now we got a 3rd and 1. So you live in Jacksonville, man? So Epic, are you a Jaguars fan? Are you a big Jaguars fan? Stop James Robinson in the backfield right there. Forced him to 4th down. That was pretty big. We can keep Perriman in there. Yeah, I mean, I'm honestly kind of hoping Lawrence is the real deal too, man, because I was really excited about him. You know, coming out of college. I watched the national championship. I've watched all the big games that he played at Clemson and really led them back to being a great team. And what's very interesting is that literally the year after Lawrence leaves, it seems like the Tigers program is like back down to earth. Like last year, they weren't as good. And, you know, who's to say that Trevor Lawrence leaving had that major impact on the program? We get a nice block by Waller and a big run by Josh Jacobs for the 1st down. By default, yeah, I get that, man. I'll tell you what, I'm actually excited. You know, I'm actually excited for just the Hall of Fame festivities in general because it's pretty interesting because I did not know that no Jaguars player has been inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame since Tony Baselli this year, who's going to get inducted. So I think that's pretty interesting. I never even thought twice about it. I assumed that there was a player who, you know, may have been taken by the Jaguars like during the time that, you know, they were getting born. Like, you know, they obviously had the expansion draft, so they had to get a bunch of random players from all around the league. So, you know, I assumed that maybe there was like one player who played most of his career with another team, but then was like let go to the Jaguars. And I'm not talking about somebody like Andre Rison. Andre Rison, I don't think is ever going to be in the Hall of Fame. I don't think you put somebody in the Hall of Fame who has the nickname Bad Moon and was really a troublemaker throughout his really entire career. I mean, to be honest with you. So, you know, that's just unconscionable. Yeah, he is the first, man, and it's pretty good. I know a lot of Texans fans who, when the announcement was first made, some of them talked about when Tony Baselli was inducted in the Hall of Fame, like the announcement was made, I think, on Saturday night or something like that. They're like, oh, the first player taken in the expansion Texans draft who never played a snap in Houston. I'm like, come on, he had that terrible injury, and he just couldn't play anymore. I mean, he wasn't going to play for the Texans because he had that terrible injury. So it's unfortunate. But yeah, it's going to be interesting because I feel like obviously the Jaguars had to play in the Hall of Fame game. If you're getting your first player from your franchise inducted into the Hall, first of all. So obviously the Jaguars had to play in this game. And from the Raiders' perspective, I mean, Cliff Branch, you know, Branch was a good receiver, but I feel like he's a Hall of Famer. And we get a touchdown with Davante Adams right there in the end zone. Mr. 99 overall club. I mean, I looked at the ratings for receivers, and it's crazy that no matter it's with the Packers or with the Raiders, Davante Adams is like basically the best receiver in Madden right now. It's kind of insane to think about that because when I look at Davante Adams just in general as a player, I don't really say that guy's like the best receiver in the NFL. I would give that title to, you know, I'd even put Mike Evans over him, to be honest with you. That's how I feel, you guys. Nice play, thanks. Titans, yeah. 99. Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty tough because let's see. Jaguars were born in 95. You guys got to the playoffs the next year. You beat Elway and the Broncos in Mile High. And a couple of years later, you guys are one game away from going to the Super Bowl. I'll tell you one thing. I actually, Epic Legend Quest. I don't know if you ever seen the special that they did on Jimmy Smith and Keenan McCardell. It was something that NFL Network did. It's like a football life. I mean, I think they still do those episodes, but they're not like what they used to be back in like when they first were having those. So they did one on Jimmy Smith and Keenan McCardell. And, I think Pete Prisco, who was like a beat writer for the Jaguars, said that if the Jaguars went to the Super Bowl, like, they would have gotten those two receivers would have gotten their fame because it would have been Bruce and Holt against Jimmy and Keenan. So, everybody thought that, hey, that's when they would have gotten their due diligence. That's when they would have been recognized as, like, the top receivers in the NFL. Because they really were. It's just unfortunate that, obviously McCardell turned out very well after his career with being a coach. And that was a big hit by Perriman right there. Looking like Khalil Mack rocking that 52, but yeah. And of course, obviously Jimmy Smith had all those issues after retirement with the law and everything, which is unfortunate. I think Jimmy Smith, I mean, obviously, both of those guys are in the Jaguars, like, Ring of Honor or Pride of the Jaguars, whatever they call it, that they have at, I hate to call it Alltel Stadium, but I know that's what it was originally called. Jimmy Smith, I mean, I think those two should be in the Hall. Well, Smith would be in there if he hadn't gotten into his troubles. McCardell might have if he was a Jaguar his whole career, because obviously he won a championship with the Buccaneers in 2002, and he stayed there for a few more years, and then he bounced around to, like, I think the Chargers and maybe the Redskins when they were the Redskins. I don't know. Yeah, Jimmy Smith was good. Yeah, I remember. I mean, I remember when I first started watching football, he was one of the kind of receivers that the media didn't talk a lot about, but every time I'd, like, be flipping through, like, NFL Network, or when I'd be flipping through, like, just the NFL highlights or something like that, I always saw number 82 for the Jags making big plays and everything like that. It was interesting kind of to see it. So, yeah. I know his son, I think, might be, I don't know if his son's playing college ball or not. Oh, we get another sack. That's Chandler Jones, former Arizona Cardinal, now in Las Vegas. And that's another thing, the Raiders added Chandler Jones. I mean, if Jonathan Hankins can stay healthy on the defensive line, the Raiders are going to be an even better defense than they were last year. I didn't really watch the wildcard game that they lost to the Bengals, but I just don't think they had enough juice on offense. Kenyon Drake on the carry right there. I haven't really been paying too much attention to this game. I've just been kind of, winging it a little bit while I've been talking, so that's kind of good. Yeah, I mean, they were pretty good last year, like I was talking about at the top of this live stream, that, they made some additions that I think are going to help them in the long run. Make that catch. Oh, Drake couldn't hold on to it. Was that Drake? Yeah, that was Drake. I thought it was Jacobs for a second. Clear out, 3rd and 9. Let's see if we can pick this up. I think they will be very good this year. I mean, dude, you have a pretty good team that made the playoffs last year. You made the playoffs as a wild card. Yes, you lost to the Bengals, but you made the playoffs for the first time in a few years. All right, so that's pretty good. And then you add one of the best receivers in the NFL in a trade for Devontae Adams. You put him with, like, Hunter Renfrow and Darren Waller. Derek Carr has no excuses to not have the Raiders competitive for a division title this year, if you ask me. But the thing is, the AFC West, I believe, AFC West is so stacked. Because obviously you have the Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. They're not going to miss a beat. In my opinion, they won't miss too much of a beat, even though they traded Tyreek Hill. The Broncos got Russell Wilson. Okay, you got an MVP at quarterback now, a former NFL MVP. That's pretty good for a Broncos team who hasn't had a good quarterback since Peyton Manning. Pick! Let's go, let's go. Return it back, come on. Oh. Nice return, though. We get the ball back after I overthrew Renfrow on the last possession. Kind of glad I went to 10-minute quarters for this game because I feel like it's not like going as long. It's not like going as quickly. Like I don't just blink and the quarter's over. I get some time to actually, enjoy the game a little bit. But yeah, and the LA Chargers, they've gotten better every year with Bosa and, of course, Justin Herbert.
Looking for Waller, but this is intercepted. Picked up by Foyesade American. And the Jaguars will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. Now after the completion, we're going to get a player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside.
I don't want to say too much about that. That was my own fault.
To start their next drive. And following the
threw it right to him. He was just right there waiting. Oh my God! And James Robinson getting a big screen on us. Threw the worst pick the other night, huh? I'm guessing it was a pick 6, but I could be wrong. Those are the worst to throw in Madden. You're just like, man, I just gave my opponent like everything, right then and there. Come on, get the sack. Or pick it, or deflect it away. I don't care. Just don't let Christian Kirk catch that ball. But the AFC West is stacked this year because not only did the Chargers have Herbert and Bosa, but you trade for Khalil Mack from the Bears? That's insane. And unfortunately, just because the division is so stacked, the Raiders, unfortunately, the Raiders could win like 8 games. No. They could win 10 games and be 3rd or 4th place in their own division. And it's really crazy when you think about it. I'm very confident at least 2 teams from the AFC West are going to be in the playoffs this year. Which one of them is going to win the division? I'm actually not 100% sure of. Like in past, I would say Kansas City, no doubt. But with the Broncos trading for Wilson, that feat might not be as easy to accomplish this year, Kansas City. Andy Reid, you might have your hands full, mister. I'm just saying. I almost kind of threw another pick. I threw it like right between Renfro and the other guy. Yeah, I'd still take KC over Denver too, my man. I got to stop messing around here. Adams on the slant. Comes over the middle. There we go. Break away, Adams. There we go. Down the sideline. Oh, why did you stumble? You had it. Look at this. Oh, you see, I didn't even touch the. Okay, obviously it's a big play for a first down, but okay, I gotta watch this again. I mean, look at this. Obviously it's a big play. Okay, so obviously he takes it down the sideline. After this guy misses, okay, like surely I can, take this thing all the way, right? But look, for some reason, he just randomly decides to like move a little this way, and he just like randomly stumbles, which allows this guy to close in on me and make the tackle.
And then they finish with, don't fumble the football.
I don't know why I'm so upset about that, but it's just that animation. It's like, why did you do that animation when I didn't want you to do it? It doesn't matter. We get a nice run with Jacobs. He's got 60 yards for the day. That's a good game for him. Yeah, BS animations. And you know what, Epic? Something tells me that what I just saw right there will not be corrected in Madden 23. You can't get as close to the edge as you should. Yeah, I should have. The thing is that I was tight-roping it down the sideline because I was trying to get away from that one defender. He tripped and fell, and I'm like, I'm in the clear. And then that animation happened. It's like, ugh. You took away a potential touchdown if I kept my hand in bounds. So Walker, the first-round pick, makes the tackle right there. Yeah, look, man, everybody is hoping 23 is better. The biggest thing that I've really noticed, Renfro, catch that. All right, I thought he was in for the touchdown for a second, but he's down to the 1-yard line. Great catch by Hunter Renfro. Let's go. Let's go.
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter.
Yeah, everybody's hoping 23 is better, man, but you know what? It really looks like, I mean, look, in more ways than one, this one's going to take a step back because even in face of the franchise mode, I was watching videos that said
They'll run it with Jacobs.
they're not even going to have any of the, like, college teams. They're not even having any sort of, like, college recruiting story or anything like that. Like, I think the scenario is, you know, Josh Jacobs got a nice touchdown right there. So now we're about to go up 14 zip. But what I've heard and what I've read online is that, you know, they're getting rid of the whole college thing, and it seems like that your player, whichever position you select, I think you can pick different positions, which is something that you couldn't do in this version, in this past year's version, but this one you can. You can pick more positions. However, you don't go to college. You start out like a few years into the league, I think, and you're a backup and you're trying to work your way up. I mean, that's okay, but I doubt there's the same amount of cutscenes as in the original one, as in this year's one. That's number one. Number two, I mean, did we get a pick? Yes, 26 got it. That was a terrible throw by Trevor Lawrence. He just threw it across his body. I mean, he could have easily run, but he didn't. Yeah, I mean, I think another thing that I've heard is that the reason they didn't want to have a bunch of college stuff in this year's one is because they're saving all that for the new NCAA video game, which is going to come out next summer. Now, I don't know exactly what that's going to consist of, because I'm fully expecting, if it's EA Sports, it's going to be kind of a copycat version of Madden, just with college teams. So it may be kind of like Madden for not this next year, but the following year. Just, it features college teams instead of pro teams, and that's really the extent of it. I will take that. Considering we haven't had an NCAA game since 2014, there's a flag on the play, so I'm not getting too excited about that touchdown. I think it was holding. Yep. Based on the fact that 74 is waving his arms, he knows he got caught. Not sure when he held, but must have been on the screen or something like that. Yeah, and I think franchise is going to have a couple of new things, but nothing too, like, elaborate that's very noticeable. I mean, and who knows? And also, this is going to be the first Madden in a long time where you're going to have different versions, you know, released. I'm just going to run it with Derek Carr. It's wide open. He got it for the touchdown. 20-yard run by Derek Carr for 6. Nice. Carr's got some mobility, so I got to take advantage of it a little bit. He's no Dak or Mahomes, but he's got some mobility to him. We're already up 21-0, basically going into halftime, so that's pretty good. But I mean, who knows? Either way, I'm still gonna check out 23 and see what it's got to offer. I mean, I'll buy it. Yeah. Just have some fun. And when I do get it, I'll definitely be having more. I'll definitely be having, you know, my Madden 23 live streams. I will do a live stream for Face of the Franchise or whatever it is, or the career mode that it's in there, even though it's going to be probably way worse than the other career modes that I played in this game. Because I didn't do that this past year. I just did like mostly rebuilds and live streams with the Cowboys and stuff. So I might stick more to that and maybe play through it for maybe 1 or 2 seasons. I usually, you know, make these promises, I don't really keep them. And most of that is because, you know, because of work and everything that I have going on. So it's not easy to keep it up. It's not easy to be a YouTuber when it's just a hobby. It's not, you know, a career that you're trying to pick or anything like that. The Jags are down 21-0. They're trying to march down this field and get some points. Lawrence better put something together if they don't want to fall behind by too much. Get in there. Robinson, there we go.
And he'll be down at the 46. So they go from 146 to the other on a pickup of 8. Throwing again here. It's Lawrence.
Get in there. Sack. Let's go.
Down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack.
And they don't have it. Yep. And that's it for the first half.
So we reach halftime.
Raiders up 21-0. Off to a very good start in the Hall of Fame game.
And our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports halftime report. All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome everybody to our abbreviated version of the EA Sports halftime report. This one is maybe not exactly in the bag yet, but there is definitely a big mountain to climb in this third quarter. The teams are already back out there, so let's not waste any time, as we'll turn it back over to Brandon Godden.
All right,
okay.
Coach.
So I was debating about whether I wanted to do this, but let's see if I can. Options. All right. So Epic Legend Quest, I know that you talked about how you are a Jaguar fan by default. Greatest comeback in Hall of Fame game history.
Everyone back for quarter number 3.
Okay, so I don't think it'll give me possession of the Jaguars until after this kickoff, so let's see. If it doesn't, I'll make sure to do it again. Alright. Let's see, did it give me control of the Jags?
It's through the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter.
So how about this? Second half, we're playing as the Jaguars. And I'm going to try to lean them to a comeback. All right, we're down by 21 points. Yes, Lawrence, just run with it. Slide down. Oh, ow. Oh, okay. All right, we don't want you to take a hit like that again. Need to run better plays than that.
That's exactly how you endear yourself to your teammates. Give it up for the cause. It's also how you end up on the training table, too.
Edney, get him out there. Christian Kirk.
Well, I fall on wanting to endear yourself to your
or the tight end, let's go. Or Ingram, I'll take Ingram. I don't care. Just somebody get open. We got to move this ball down the field. We cannot mess around. Double slant.
The 43 on 2nd and 4. Now Lawrence to throw.
Come on, get open. There we go, let's go. Marvin Jones. It's not easy, yeah. I know the Jaguars don't have as much talent as the Raiders, but I'm just kind of trying to see what I can do here, you know? Got a post. Jones. On Jones. No! Ugh! I thought that was going to be intercepted. It came off his hands. Reed.
2nd and 10.
Jones. Post. We got Etner right there, but I don't want to use him in this situation just yet. He dropped it again. Jesus Christ. Come on, we gotta. Come on, Jags. We gotta get something right here. 3rd down and 10. We're down by 21 points.
Here's Lawrence to throw.
Come on. Hold it in, yes. Who is that? Chenault? Yeah, Chenault Jr. Let's go. Let's run a little bit of hurry up here. No huddle. Oh my, no! Let's get back to the line. Hurry up again, come on. Catch him sleeping. Oh, and I did not know that it was an RPO option.
They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher.
Verticals.
3rd and long coming up.
I don't expect this to work.
Lawrence.
Oh, Ingram, please.
And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this deep.
He has it right there. He has this ball. He has a 1st down right here. At the last second, it comes out. It's an incomplete pass. There's no reason to challenge it. God, he was wide open running that seam route, and he dropped it. Corner coughing him. Ooh, yes. Oh, yes. Now they got the ball at the 3-yard line. We're still down by 21, but I guess looking back on it, it's good that I made the quarters 10 minutes long. Okay, we've got to stop them here. We got to prevent Vegas from getting anything on this possession. There we go. That's a start. We're going to flex a little bit for you, too. Let's go. Pinch back. I mean, if I'm Vegas, I'm keying on the run right here. They got the ball at the 3-yard line. They got a decent running back in Josh Jacobs. I'd be running the football. I wouldn't be passing it. Oh, and they did with Devontae. Well, then again, when Devontae Adams is, I guess, a 99 overall, I guess you just throw it to him.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots.
That was a terrible throw by Derek Carr, but
they don't want
Cloud.
to it themselves.
Now Carr after the incomplete pass.
Yeah, I wanted a safety.
Carr gonna throw.
How did
his tight end? That's
54? You're standing
past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. That's
2 instant replays in a few plays. You didn't think it was possible, but here we are. See, he's right there. He's right there. And Waller wasn't even ready. This game.
Gets it to his man right in
Game's
stride, and I think
questionable.
that throw kind of exemplifies what we've seen from this offense throughout this
54
game.
was
They've been in rhythm, they've been sharp, they've been on it, and they pick up another first down there.
And he gets
And
this up across the 35.
they're just going to keep hitting Adams. We really not give them anything.
On second
At the
down,
very
Jacobs.
least, we hold
Unable to get
the
downhill there as he'll take this up to
third
about
down.
37.
We need to get off
They
this
follow
field.
up the gain
We
of
need to get
5
off
by
this
only
field
getting 1 there on
right now.
second down.
We get off this field.
To throw, it's Carr.
Come on.
Hard throw.
Thank you. Thank you, Derek Carr, for
Didn't appear
throwing a
that's
terrible
where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by
All right.
dumping it off to his running back.
So,
Unsuccessfully.
might have to change up some things on this next
The
possession.
punt team now is this one sent away.
Come on, Agnew. Get a block. Here we go. Decent return.
A good work bringing that one back as he picks up about
Decent return
16
right there.
on the return. And the
All right.
offense will take over.
All right.
With a new
I don't
set
want
of
to
downs.
run the ball a lot, but it might be a decent option.
Now a handoff to start it out.
Maybe not.
And
Yeah.
not much to speak of.
Yeah, we have like a whole quarter left and then some, but
The run
it's
only
not a
got
lot.
Yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
you know what? Let's run it again.
Again, it's Robinson.
All right, well, that was a better run with Robinson. There we go.
6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
All right. I'm going to run slants just because I need to be safe. We have to pick this up. We got to get somebody.
It's Lawrence.
Kirk, let's go.
This one complete to Christian Kirk. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
Oh, no. Okay, he caught it. Wow, can't believe Marvin Jones Jr. caught that. Holy cow.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now Lawrence.
Sacked again.
Taken down. Pressure gets
And
the bank at the 39-yard line. Well, Nichols, his 2nd sack of the night. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Another try after the first down sack. Lawrence. He'll air this one out.
that was a bad throw again.
Throw there as this
How
is
much?
knocked
3rd
away,
down and
to the ground
16.
and
Jesus.
incomplete.
This defense
Another
is
long
continuing to
3rd down
contest
coming up.
every deep ball that is thrown downfield.
Ingram needs
Look,
to
no
make
matter
up.
whether you play man or zone, eventually
Ingram
it becomes man on can. And you
Make up for it. Let's go. He snatched that ball right out of the air. That was brilliant. That was brilliant.
Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10.
That was a bad throw. The right, the double coverage.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any.
It's taken us so long to get down this field and not throw an interception or do something stupid.
2nd and 10 now. It's Lawrence. Flush to his right.
Just run. Just run. First down. Let's go.
Not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
I want to get something before the quarter ends. Catch that! Let's go! Touchdown, Jags. Marvin Jones Jr. to end the 3rd quarter. That's big. I didn't want to go into the 4th quarter with no points on the board.
Back in the final stages of this 3rd quarter.
Okay. So now I've got this into a manageable 2-touchdown deficit. So that's looking better. So let me see. I'm going to try to pull this off. It's actually the first time that during a live stream, I've switched, possession of a team to try to make them come back in the second half. Because normally when I do these live streams with my Cowboys, so of course I don't want the other team to win. Not this time. Neutral teams, no favorites. Just love to talk about both. Okay. So, we're going into the 4th quarter. 10 minutes, one final quarter, try to get this win.
Now all of a sudden we've got an interesting game here.
Oh, sack Derek Carr. There we go. Or just force the incompletion. There we go. That's a good job. Good job, Jags.
It's down to a 2-score game.
And so the obvious thought is they've got to bring things back up again. Got to get the offense into high gear.
We really got to force them into the 3 and out. How? Was he short? Yeah, same, Lawrence. I'm shaking my head too. That's ridiculous. Vontae Adams, 99 overall. Come on. That's cheese. You know, in NBA 2K, there's like cheese moments. Yes, that's a cheese moment. That you made a receiver 99 overall, and he can do anything. He could probably catch a football on the side of his helmet without having to jump up for it like David Tyree did back in the day. Come on. Okay, he threw another incompletion. That's fine.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it,
gotta get something here.
In this case,
gotta get something here. Another incompletion. But Waller he had a shot. He had a shot.
But now it'll be 3rd down.
All right, 3rd down and 10. Let's get off of this field now.
Who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right
Pressure.
decision.
Pick! Let's go! Just what I needed. Let's go, Jags. Lloyd with the pick. Oh, that was huge. Oh, that's huge. Okay, so I feel a little bit more comfortable now. All right, let's get your boy, Elite Jr. involved. Let's go. Draw play, Elite. Let's go.
Working with a 2nd and 4.
Inside zone, Robinson.
They'll run it now with Robinson. And he's dropped just before the line to gain.
Okay, so he's like inches short, but that's fine.
Pretty good job defensively.
One, just let me get
it, but they knew where that
I just want to run it.
and they stopped him just short of it.
Let's go to the draw. Another draw play.
That strategic football and situational football is not
Edney
just on
Jr.
the offensive side, is it?
Let's go.
Defense
Draw play. And he got it. He got the first.
And
Boom, there we go. Boom goes the dynamite. Let's go.
Now, yes, a 2-possession
Curls.
game, but a good chunk of time.
No, you know what? No.
He's still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but as you mentioned, they have to pick up.
Just run, Trevor.
Because it's a 2-possession
Slide.
game. They've got to get there twice.
Okay, I keep juking, but I want him to slide. I don't know why. I must not be doing it right. So Lawrence has bailed me out so many times in those situations.
I think he should protect himself a little bit more.
But he's been on the ground.
Getting myself a little more. Charles Davis, shut up. Robinson, there we go. Almost to Pater. Got the ball at the 5-yard line. Read option. Read option. Let's go.
From the 5 now, 2nd and a yard. Lawrence giving to ETN here on the
ETN, there we go. Touchdown for your boy.
Jaguar touchdown.
Let's go.
Travis
Now we're only
Etienne,
one touchdown back.
5-yard touchdown run. And the Jaguars have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. And on
All right,
his
for
way
the
to the end
PAT
zone,
attempt.
shedding the tackle, he would not be denied.
That's what's called finishing the run.
Big time touchdown right there. We get the pick and we cash in off the turnover. Now it's only a 7-point game.
I got stopped just short.
Extra point splits the uprights. And now
5:40 left to go. It's anybody's game.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
All right, Jags.
Set to get this drive started.
We fought our way back. Now we gotta get this thing tied up. But it's gonna be hard with Devontae Adams on the other side.
All right, let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football, high percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you, and make sure they touch it.
On second down now. It's Jacobs.
Ooh! I hit him with the hit stick, but he didn't fumble. Thought there was a shot. Thought there was a chance he might fumble the ball.
For him now as he's carried it 13 times. Now a carry
Get him.
for Jacobs.
There we go. Stop
And
him.
this play
There we
will
go.
be blown
Nice
up.
job.
He'll lose yardage back at the 38. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
Sometimes being a linebacker in the middle of the field is kind of like being a doctor on the field. You got to make the right diagnosis. Here he correctly sets his run and shoots through to make the play in the backfield.
Ooh, he threw it behind Waller. That was a terrible throw. That was an awful throw by Carr.
And that incompletion leads to a very important third down here if they're going to try and get the
All
football
right,
back.
got to stop him. We've got to get him off the field right here.
Chances to try and win this game. I would expect
Come on, get it. Oh, no, no. Oh, my God. He was wide open. He was wide open.
Another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars 33.
We need a pick.
Back to the running game with
There we go.
Jacobs. And he
The tackle in the
will lose
backfield. Let's
yardage
go.
Back to the 34-yard line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's second and 11. They went with the run pass.
Yeah, we're running out of
I
time.
don't know if the option really mattered there because the defense was ready.
So many times you put the defense at a disadvantage because you have those multiple options, but when they read their keys and play it correctly, sometimes the result goes in their favor.
Did he get that first?
Go down here right around the 23-yard line.
Nope. He's
So
close.
the pitch and catch good for
Oh,
11.
man. I'm really running out of time
Less than
here.
a yard.
They're in field goal
Down to
range,
the
so
final 2 minutes.
they cannot
We've
get
got a
anything and
one-score
kick
game.
this.
So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They're
We need
facing
to-
a critical
we
third
need to
down now
stop.
as they try to hold on to this lead.
And we didn't.
And they'll
Instead, we
this
let him
down
get
to
the first
10.
down easily, and we got a call timeout.
So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken.
Oh, man.
55 remaining.
Nah.
Totally home free.
Just
yet,
might have
but
run
it's
out of
looking
time.
good as they come up first and 10.
I thought I could just, change possession and, lead a 21-point
Going on the
comeback,
ground
but
with Jacobs.
I don't know if it's in the
Looking for a
cards.
cutback lane,
Another
but nothing
timeout.
there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Whistles now and a timeout.
Oh, we need that
So
ball.
defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left.
They're gonna keep running
after
it,
the
so
run
I'm
for
not
no
too
gain,
worried,
Here's
but,
second and 10.
You just gotta...
They'll try and run some clock here as they
Are
keep
you
on the ground.
serious?
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders.
Absolutely nobody went in that hole.
Second touchdown of the night. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage.
Yeah, good game. Yeah, for sure, absolutely.
And the lead now up to 14.
Well, ain't over with yet. See if we can have a...
Drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays.
I'd
And
have
it was capped
slim
off by a
chance.
touchdown
Slim,
run for
but not a
Josh
big
Jacobs.
chance. Agnew needs a nice return
Agnew
right
now to
here.
return it.
A very nice return. Yeah, he doesn't even get it. He barely gets past the 25.
There, call it the 26.
Well, can't run.
So
Gotta
here
keep
now,
passing.
Lawrence and the Jaguars down by 2 touchdowns. Just over a minute 40 to play. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe you can expect more passes like that downfield. Now a desperation throw deep downfield.
He catch? No, he did not. Man, just catch the ball.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
Come on, Kirk.
And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And he gets all the way down to the 30.
Well, he caught that long one, but he should have caught the previous one. That would have been nice.
As he'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. They'll look to throw again. Looking downfield for Jones. And that went a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
Pass interference. Yeah, I'll take that penalty. Yeah, thank you. Madden hardly ever calls those.
Defensively, and the flag comes out.
They hardly do a pass interference animation in this game.
But you have to like the effort there. Went for the interception, just unable to get it, and the flag did come out.
Jones! Jones!
Let's us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Kirk.
Goal line, but it's incomplete.
Boy, this crowd is on pins and needles now, because anytime you see the ball heading for the end zone, you really hold your breath, and they come out
hard.
of their seats. That one falls incomplete.
Come on.
Zone, but that's gonna wind up
you did not get hit that hard in the chest to drop it.
First down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So
oh, this is it.
Quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
And he caught it for a touchdown. Zay Jones.
All of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage.
Okay.
Play, but it's better than not having a
well,
chance at all.
I was able to make it a one-score game again, and if we get this onside, maybe there's a shot. But, I mean, that's pretty much over.
And hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
Time definitely of the essence now. Just under a minute to play, and here we go.
Yeah, it didn't travel 10 yards. You really can't do onside kicks very easily in this game. Really, any Madden game. I don't really know like if there have been any Madden games where the onside kick worked a lot of the times. Even in real life, it doesn't work that well. I mean, it really doesn't. Well, they're just going to take a knee and wind out the clock. So.
The Raiders likely going to get out of this with a victory as they take a knee.
Well, that's it. So anyway, I mean, so that's basically it for this. Try to do a nice little comeback on him though, but it is what it is. I'll tell you what. I mean, I don't think the Hall of Fame game in real life will be this entertaining. I would hope it is, even for a preseason game. Even if it's a bunch of people like I don't know, like Jake Luton against like. Jarrett Stidham out there for the Raiders, but hopefully it'll be interesting. And plus, hey, football is back in 2 days. I mean, I'm excited. I'm pretty sure Epic Legend Quest and everybody else that checked out this live stream is excited that football is going to finally be back. So, So, just wanted to have fun for this live stream. Thought I could try to, take control of the team that was down by 21 and lead them to an epic comeback. Couldn't quite do it, but hey, did work with the Raiders in the first half. Took over the Jaguars in the second, figured, why not? Just, have some fun. This is what I like to do during live streams like this. Just have a little bit of fun, and, I mean, these two teams are going to face off in a couple of days, so football is going to be back on this Thursday night, and I'm just excited that, finally there's going to be real football on the TV. Granted, it's going to be a preseason game, but it's going to be fun to watch. And I had fun doing this live stream. I actually had fun playing with the Jaguars in the second half and trying to lead them to a comeback. So, it was overall pretty fun. And, that's going to be probably it for this live stream. So I'm going to let everything kind of just roll and, wrap things up here in a little bit. Appreciate Epic Legend Quest for tuning in, and as well as being a new subscriber. Thank you very much for the subscription and the lovely comments, man. Enjoyed talking football in the chat with you, and appreciate the support on the channel and the video. So like I said, this will probably be the last time that you'll see me playing Madden 22 until Madden 23 comes out. I'm hoping for it to be better. I don't anticipate it being any better than this one, but we'll just have to wait and see. Another thing is that I really may be, and this is the deal with me. I usually only buy like one game a year, and it's Madden. I really don't buy the 2Ks anymore because I'm honestly not very good at them. Even on the lowest difficulty setting, I'm not very good at 2K. I love the story mode though, but there's one game that I buy every year. I mean, this whole past year, this is the only game I bought. Not that I don't have a lot of money. I mean, I don't have as much money as I wish I did, but at the same time, yeah, because I want to save up some money, because something tells me that the new NCAA football video game that comes out next year may only be on PS5. And I'd give anything to be able to play that game. So, I'll just have to wait and see what happens, because it may be a deal where I just say, you know what, maybe I have to buy a PS5 at some point. Because for those of you that don't really know, or they can't really tell by this live stream, I am playing on a PS4, so that's probably going to be, that may be an investment in the future. Kind of trailing off about something else, but anyway. Thanks again for tuning in to the live stream, guys. Appreciate the subscription by Epic Legend Quest, as well as all of his conversation in the chat. Hopefully you guys enjoy watching, some of the Hall of Fame festivities, because it goes just beyond the game itself on Thursday. You're going to get the new Hall of Fame class inducted. That's always pretty fun to watch, the speeches and everything like that. So I'm actually kind of excited about that coming up on Saturday, Sunday. Not really sure if I'll be able to watch all of it, because on Saturday night after I get off of work, I got some plans. So I'll just I may not be able to tune in like I can to a little bit of the game on Thursday night, but we'll see. Thank you very much for tuning in this live stream, everybody. And the next time you see me do any gaming live streams, it may be for Madden 23. That's what I'm hoping for. I forget when it comes out, but I know it's going to come out at some point late in August or something like that. I may not be able to get it till September, depending on my money situation, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. So just letting you guys know that you can expect some Madden 23 content next up on the channel. Also, feel free to follow me on Twitter, and, appreciate the support. It's been your boy Malin, and I'm out. Y'all have a great night.